Hello, and welcome to my very first episode of the Game Den. In this series, I will be reviewing games, not video games, but board games or card games such as poker, Battleship, Axis and Allies, and just tons more, but just not video games. To kick the series off, I will be reviewing a very old and classic game. 80s game, not very many people have heard of it, yet it is still a classic. Let me get it. Advance the Boardwalk. This game is one of my up top favorites. Let me show you the front, that side, that side, that side. As you can see, this was in much better condition when I got it. Got it at the thrift store for a few bucks. Actually, pretty cheap. It was in much better condition when I got this, and it's really taken a toll. Gone a lot of places with it. Anyways, here it is. And, crap. Anyways, these pieces. It comes with this little insert here. Fortune cards and tons of little tokens to place on the board here. Little hotels, pieces. Get this set up. Yeah, so it's just very interesting game. I really like to play it. It's set for 4 players, like it says on the box. 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up. Really nice instruction booklet. Very nice, and very nice condition. Looking for the copyright, so I can tell you guys when this was made. 1985 is when this was copyrighted. I don't know what this was. It comes with this little thing so that you can put things under it. But really, nothing goes under it in my game. And lastly, a very nice board. Not look like much, but then flip it and you get this. In my opinion, this is a little too long. I tried playing this at a park once, and it was too long of a board. There it is. On the red, you have 1 to 5 million. On the blue, you have 2 to 6 million. Green, 3 to 7, and yellow, 3 to 7 million, and green, 4 to 8 million. And the game plays like this. Basically, everyone starts out at the starting line with I think it's like I haven't played this game in a while. 2 fortune cards. Each player starts with 2 fortune cards. So if I was playing let's say I was playing for yellow and I was able to go first, I would have drawn Zone Permit, which says roll the color die. Build 1 unit on top of any hotel or vacant lot worth 8 million or less in the color zone. Rolled. So basically, that lets me, if I rolled green, I can place it on the most. And how it works, it's basically each player rolls the die. It includes a really nice little vintage wooden dice. It's got the fortune symbol, the wild, all the different colors for all the zones, and then 2 normal plastic dice. You roll all 3 of them, and I got a 3, a 6, and a green. The 3 and the 6 resemble how much I can spend, so 9 million. This resembles what zone I can build on, so I can build on the green. Now, you might be thinking, well, build on 8. Yeah, well, I am playing for gray. Build on 8? Well, but I can't get as much money. If I build on 4 and 5, I can get all 9 million, yet risk the 8. Chances of someone else getting that? Not so much. However, I could also play, right after that, transfer. Right after that. The rules never specify when to play a fortune card. Okay, it says right here, at the end of your turn, you may play 1 fortune card, except for those fortune cards which instruct you to play them immediately after you roll the dice. So, I place one on 4 and 5. That puts my guy up to 9 million. However, if I play this transfer, I can now move my 4 up to 8, and I move up an extra 4. So now I'm up to 13. I just played this, and goes into the discard pile. And now another player comes up, and they draw. Let's say this is going to be yellow. They get transfer and trust bust. So they get one of the cards that I actually just used, and a trust bust, which takes the top unit from any hotel owned by the player in the lead and return it to him or her. So I roll the dice again. I get a 5 and a 1 in zone yellow. So 6 million. Wrong color. So I get to play $6 million. And by the way, these little things you can play with, these resemble your, like, the deeds to the property, so that you can easily count up the properties you own. However, it's a little confusing at sometimes because people just end up not playing with them. However, they're a nice little vintage part of the game. So 6 on yellow, and this is for red. So we could place it at the 6 million, and then play, and then we go up to 6, and then of course play our wow, this one's awesome, and place it right on top of the gray that's on the 8 million. That will cause the 8 million to switch ownerships. Even though it's tied 1-on-1, we can eat. That means that if it's tied, the player who is closest to the top of the hotel stack, who is tied in the lead, gets the property. So if it was like 5-on-5 for yellow and red, on the 6 million in blue, however, burgundy had one on the top, but only one. Well, and red was right below it. Red would get the property. So they're going to play both trust bust and transfer. Move this gray to, well, back to the gray player. Gray goes down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And red goes up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we have this board set up. And this keeps going on until one player runs one round after one player completely runs out of his hotels, or a player reaches the very end. If a player reaches the very end, he wins. And you win it by reaching the very end or having the most amount of money when a player runs out of hotels. Those are the two ways you can win the game. So now that we've gone through all that, fortune cards. You can have $8 million contract. So these contracts basically mean choose any hotel or vacant lot worth $8 million or less. Boom. Hurricane. Remove the top unit from any hotel and return it to its rightful owner. Switch. Replace the top unit on any hotel with one from your unit supply. Return the unit you have removed to its rightful owner. Insurance. Use this card to protect your hotel units when an opponent plays a hurricane card against you. Another hurricane. Another insurance. Another hurricane. $6 million contract. Same as 8, except less money. Renovation. Choose one hotel on which you have at least one unit. Take off all units except yours and return them to their rightful owners. This can really help. Catastrophe. I'm horrible at pronouncing that word. Each of your opponents rolls 2 dice. The player with the lowest roll, each of your opponents roll 2 dice. The player with the lowest roll must remove one top unit from the hotel you select and return it to his or her unit supply. Also very helpful. Double profit boost. If your token is in last place on the board, you may build 2 units on top of one hotel or on a vacant lot. That is helpful right there. That can get you from being the very, very lowest, like very low on the board, to lead. Transfer. Move any units, yours or an opponent's, from the top of one hotel to the top of another hotel to a vacant lot. for build, move any one of your units from the top of any hotel to the top of another hotel or vacant lot. Then build one more unit onto the unit you just moved. So I move one from the 1 million on red to the 8 million on green, and then I build one onto the 8 million in green. Start construction, build one unit on any vacant lot. That's helpful. Hurricane. Demolition. Return all the units from one hotel to the rightful owners. Return the corresponding property card to the side of the game board. Windfall. Add $4 million to one roll of the dice. $5 million contract, same as 8 million, except less money. Windfall. We just went through that, except it's a little bit more money. Cash shortage. Each of your opponents rolls 2 dice. The player with the lowest total roll must remove one top unit from the hotel of his or her choice and return it to his or her supply. $1 million contract. We've been through that. Big bonus contract. Build any number of units on the top of any hotels and or vacant lots for a total value of $8 million or less in any color zone. Profit boost. If your token is in last place on the boardwalk, you may build one unit on top of any hotel, put on a vacant lot. Sell it for $1 million contract, same except just less. Okay, so now that we've gone through all that, I'm sure you all are wondering what the heck are all these F's doing on the game board? And look at that, F, right there. What is that? What does that stand for? Do you know? In case you can't see it. That F, well, it stands for fortune card. If you guys can't see it here, make sure that you can. They'll probably see that little F right there. That stands for fortune card. So if I started at the start thing, and I rolled 2 dice and I got $12 million to spend, well, some people would spend all their money and just go to the 12 million, but if you really wanted to add a little bit of strategy to it, you could just you could just get $10 million worth of stuff and place your unit there. That gives you an extra fortune card that you can either then play that turn or save for later. When you land on those territories, yes, you get extra fortune cards. Fortune cards can be used to destroy other players or just help you boost yourself. It's a really fun game. Really, really simple. It's not related to Monopoly at all. Just not at all. But it's got some really nice stuff. I mean, explains the rules in a very nice way. I mean, it says moving your token. W. Oh yes, the W on the dice. You roll that W. You get to choose any one of these zones. Roll a red zone. Blue. Yellow, and green. F on the card. You guys probably know. That means fortune card drawing. You can only draw one though. And you can play it that turn too. So if you're going to build on a vacant territory, you can only place one there. However, you can play as many as you want on a territory that's already been built on. Pretty much giving you guys the basic bare bone rules. But basically it's done. I know you guys are probably going to be yelling at me for putting it away like this. But in all honesty, it's my game, and I will probably be organizing this because of my OCD-ness, like I am doing right now. Very soon. I usually have that very organized, but every single time I do, people treat it like crap and toss it around, and then when I open it back up to play, everything is moved into a different position, and it's annoying. But other than that, so I usually keep it very high up there so that people can't just grab it and just start playing. It's very annoying when that happens. And so if you're going to be getting this at all, what I would recommend is make sure you have a table that can fit this 6 players and all their units and stuff easily. Okay? For the game thing. Make sure that you're playing with people that are not playing because they think it's like Monopoly, because they will soon quit and then the game will be over. Make sure that you review the rules quite a lot. And lastly, make sure you're playing with people that actually want to have fun, not people who want to win, because this game is like breaking friendships. I mean, you can decide whether you can like play this card against a friend, and now he's like, oh, I'm not your friend anymore. It's like one of those games that breaks friendships, like they say. Anyways, the game is put away. Again, let's take a nice little review. Right here on the cover it says Parker Brothers game of high rises and fast falls. On the back it says ages 8 and up. Number of players 2 to 4. Approximate playing time 45 minutes. Equipment, game board, 80 hotel units, 2 dice, 1 color die, a deck of 28 fortune cards, 20 property cards, 4 tokens, a baby buggy, a roller skate, a sailboat, and a moped. Oh, that's what that bike is. Object, there's new excitement building down by the old boardwalk hotels. Are you the rise? By the old boardwalk. Hotels are on the rise and everyone wants to get in on the ground floor. How about you? Will you make $1 million splash in waterfront property or sink beneath the wave of competition? Can you buy, build, and broaden your base? Hold on to hotels while taking over others, becoming the richest builder on the boardwalk? Only strategy, cunning, and the luck of the fortune cards can help you do it all. Take your chances along the boardwalk and see how highly you can build your fortune with this high-rolling, high-risk hotel game. Sorry for my very bad narration. This is my very first game review. Hopefully will be a good one. And just like to say, this is one of my favorite Parker Brothers games, second to Monopoly. A very, very good game. I love playing this. I've lost a couple times, won a lot though. And I know that I'm not very good at playing games, as in just like strategy-wise, because I don't really have a lot of experience playing these type of games. So anyways, as in like, not a lot of people will want to play with me, so not that they're horrible players. Not that they're really bad players, they're really good players. They just never want to play these games, and so I don't get a lot of experience. And so then when I do end up playing, well then, I usually lose. So, Dance the Boardwalk, very fun. It is a game of high rises and fast falls. I can say that honestly from my own experience. As you can see, Mr. Pennybags, Rich Uncle Pennybags, and a little baby buggy. Right up there on the front. Very, very classic. I love it. It's one of my favorite games to play. Second to Axis and Allies, D-Day, and 1942, Battleship. Just, if you ask me to play this, I will always say yes.